turning failure into great achievement. Join us in conversation with leading business owners as we learn the secrets of how to gain long-term success, mistakes made, lessons learned, and how to build the kind of wealth that lasts for generations. Welcome to Wealth Wednesdays, hosted by Chicago Treasurer Melissa Conyears-Ervin. Join us now and build your own success story.
Welcome to the stage, Chicago City Treasurer Melissa Conyears-Ervin. Good afternoon, Chicago. Is Chicago in the house? Now I want you all to be this excited when Magic comes out, because we have to let him know how Chicago represents. Is that all right? I always say when I stand up, it's your girl, your treasurer, Melissa Conyears-Ervin. And I am so humble yet proud to be presenting the third annual Building Wealth Today for Tomorrow. And let's give that a hand. 3 years that we have been doing this symposium. And I am so excited. Each and every year it gets greater and greater. This morning we've heard from Ambassador Andrew Young, who is still here with us right now on the front row. And then at this moment, we're going to hear from Magic. And after that, at 3 p.m., back on this stage, we'll hear from Dion Cole. We have a jam-packed 2 days. And I know I got to stick to my script, but I got excited when I came out here. So let me tell you all that this office, the Chicago Treasurer's Office, and I really have to give it up to my incredible team who has done a phenomenal job putting this 2-day event together. But my office really has focused on helping our city's residents gain financial knowledge so that you can begin to build wealth and that you can believe in that mission of building wealth. Now, I have to tell you something. It is my belief that there is a difference in being broke and being poor. There's a difference. And I believe that attending a building wealth event such as this will help you towards neither. Let's give that a hand. Neither. Because I know how hard it must be to determine which steps to take first when you begin your journey to building wealth. I know an expo like this is so very important. So one of the best ways to get started is to listen to those who have been there before and can share their journey to financial success with us. And so as we begin to start our panel this afternoon, I want to first bring up our journalist this afternoon that will lead us through this interview. Jose Sanders is a 17-time Emmy Award. Hey, y'all was ready for him. Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist of ABC 7 Chicago. You may have seen Jose on Chicago Proud, celebrating abilities, our Chicago Black Voices of Change, formerly Heart and Soul, the New Year's Eve special Countdown Chicago, Bud Billiken, ABC 7, Great Chicago Blood Drive, and many more. Let's welcome Jose Sanders.
Hello, hello. We're on.
Now, there is magic in the air. We have, and it is such an honor. You all know that I always say I'm grateful. This young woman born in Inglewood, raised on the West Side by a single mother of 3 girls, is so proud to announce former NBA player Magic Johnson is often regarded as the greatest point guard of all time. But he's also, they said not a point guard, the greatest basketball player of all time. But Earvin Magic Johnson is also has made quite a career for himself outside of basketball. Earvin Magic Johnson is not only a famous basketball player, but he's an entrepreneur and a philanthropist. He is the former part owner of the Lakers, part of the LA Dodgers ownership team, and also part of groups that own the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks, MLS Los Angeles FC, and NFL's Washington Commanders. Let me clear my throat, because the Bears had to show them up last night. At this time, let's give him the biggest city of Chicago welcome for Earvin Magic Johnson.
God bless everybody. Thank you. First of all, God is so good. And all the time, God is good. So it's a blessing to be here. And before you sit down, just 1 second. We have to have people who care about our community, who care about us, that want to help us to go to another level, who is unselfish. God has used them as an incredible tool and a vessel to help our community grow and go to another level. And that's what they've done with this young lady. Melissa, thank you for providing all this incredible, the sponsors, the information, because what we're lacking in our community a lot of times is information. We have to educate ourselves on how, whether it's ourselves can go to another level, our kids can go to another level, and also how to do business with one another. That's very important, okay? So don't forget that. Thank you for coming today. And also, you were right, your Bears did take it to my Commanders last night. But I'm happy we're here because of finances, because the check is still good. God is good. And I want to thank somebody from Chicago who is president of my company, doing a wonderful job in the community here. Mr. Charles Johnson made sure I got here. Dynamic brother, doing great things, heading up Sodexo Magic, but we've been friends and been partners for a long time. So thank you for putting us all together here today, Charles. Appreciate it.
Hey, are we on? I didn't get a chance to say hello, everybody. Good morning. They cut the brother's mic off before I could even get up here. So I want to say thank you for turning out. We're going to turn it up. I'm so thankful for all of you, for the many. I always got to get a chance to say thank you to the people who have been praying for me. Like Magic says, nothing is promised. I'm going through my 3rd round of cancer, but I'm fighting 3rd time's a charm.
But
baby.
God, but God, but God.
He got it. He got me. And it is all well and good. It's always taken care of.
Did he say 3rd time? If he's done it before,
he will do it
right.
Twice again. Twice again. And it's all so very good. But one thing, a little bit wrong in the bio. You said 17.
Come on, how many?
Emmy. I got 18 right now.
18, correction.
18. And working on 2 more. So glad to be here. And we're going to have a good time. It's going to be free-flowing, a little Q&A. Who got that thing? Turn it off.
Probably my husband. I see him.
because we are about to have just a good conversation. Some questions that we always want to ask, some answers we always want to get from the one and only, the man who has done it all and who can share his knowledge and his wisdom and his blessings with us. So we're going to get right straight into it, if you don't mind. I've known Magic since I lived in LA back in 1994. I came in at the tail end of Showtime. So I covered him through all his philanthropic efforts in Los Angeles, all kinds of things at the Forum, back when the fabulous Forum was happening, and later days, all your nonprofit work. I had a blessing to be able to interview Miss Cookie on her beautiful book. If y'all ain't picked up that book, pick up Cookie Johnson's book, because it is wonderful as well. And Magic has always kind of been like a friend in my mind, maybe. So, I see. With that being said, my first question is, and this is coming from me. I've got a set of questions that we want to ask to enlighten everybody, empower everybody. But the first one is coming from me. Mr. Earvin Magic Johnson, we know each other, we go way back. I give you full respect, full honor. But this is something I've always wanted to know, something I've always wanted to answer. I want to see you next. Can you let a brother have a couple dollars?
You got it. You got it.
That's all I ask. You ain't got to give me all of it.
Just some of it.
The interest of one day would set me up for life. But having said that, and had made my own personal ask, my own beg, let's do some real questions, okay? How you feel about that? First question here is, so Magic, obviously a lot of kids, sir, dream of going into the NBA as a career. But I think a lot of parents would encourage that you indeed have a plan B. Did you think that playing basketball will be your path to success when you were younger? And what other careers did you consider?
Well, I had two parents who stressed education. I remember when I used to come home and my father used to always stay on top of me about my grades. Said, Junior, he used to call me Junior, said, Junior, I'm happy that you're a good basketball player, but that piece of paper can also take you a long way. And long after you're done playing basketball, that piece of paper will open doors for you and allow you to do things. And anything in life you want to accomplish, that piece of paper will help you accomplish those things. So he told me, you don't get good grades, I'm not going to allow you to play basketball. So that pushed me to make sure I was studying, to bring some good grades home, to allow me also to grow my mind, right? Because he said, hey, even if you make it one day, that's going to help you to, if you get money and you get paid, it'll help you understand how to keep your money and hopefully one day grow your money. So,
and not give it to your friends.
And not give it to my friends. You do that anyway, right? But thank God for him, because I'm built just like him. My father used to work for General Motors for 30 years, and he won an award for never being late and never missing a day.
Wow.
And so I'm built just like him. I'm a worker. I have this work ethic. I'm always on time. Matter of fact, I get to everywhere early because I respect people's time. And so I took his discipline. And then last but not least, he taught me one of the greatest life lessons I ever learned in my life. I have 6 sisters, 3 brothers. So I would go to my father. At that time, the movies cost $1 to get into. And so I would say, hey, Dad, I want $1 to get into the movie. He said, I can't give you $1. It's not in our budget. But come with me. I got something to help you get $1. So he raised up the garage and said, meet Mr. Lawnmower, Mr. Rake, and Mr. Shovel. Now go get you $1. So he taught me to go to work early and sure enough, that's what I did. I always had a hustle trying to go shovel people's driveway or walkway or carry somebody's groceries home. And last but not least, the other thing, I went to him, I said, Dad, I want a bike. He said, I can't buy you a bike because I got to buy 9 other bikes.
There you go. There you go.
So if you want a bike, you work in the summer, save your money, and one day you can buy your own bike. And so, again, life lessons that my father taught me and still stay with me today.
Ain't that a blessing? Look at God. I was thinking, you mentioned the movies, going to the movies. I also had the honor of being there for the ribbon cutting of the first Magic Johnson Theater.
Yes.
See, you have your own.
Yes.
By your own.
That's
Everything is possible. Madam
right.
Treasurer, you got something to add to that, or you just want to keep on going here? We got some things to go. Let me do that.
So I want to make certain before I ask my question, I want the parents in the room to hear what Earvin Magic just said. He spoke about his father. Now, this is a very successful man sitting to my left. He spoke about his father. And I thought as he was talking, as a parent, what are your kids watching? Did you hear him speak about the testimony of what he saw in his father? This is Earvin Magic Johnson. He said that he respects people's time and do not make them wait. I don't know about you, but I will wait 5 hours easily for him. But he said, because of how he was raised, parents, what are your kids watching? So let me ask you, our theme, because that resonated with me, I just want you to know. Building wealth today for tomorrow. We know that sometimes as we make money, it's easy to spend it. And it seems easier to spend than to save. So if you can go back a little bit for us in time, when you became successful in the NBA, that's really how your journey started. Talk to us about what steps you made to ensure that you will have a prosperous future as you have now. Well,
a guy came up to me and said, do you think you're the best basketball player? I said, yes. He said, then you got to run with the best people. So he said, you got to get you the best accountant, the best lawyer, and on and on and on. So I fired everybody that day. No, it's a true story. Because he said, some people can take you here, but they can't take you there. And so you have to understand that you have to make changes, and it may be hard because some people may have been with you for a long time. But if your goal is to go to the next level, you have to look deep and say, maybe they can't take me to that level. And so that's why I got rid of everybody, because I did an assessment that they couldn't take me where I wanted to go. And so there's friends who going to try to squash your dream. There's even family members that's going to squash your dream. So you have to say, uh-oh.
Gotta go.
Listen, I'm going to still love you, but I'm going to this level. God has put me on this journey, and I got to leave you behind, you know. Not anything bad, but I just got to reach my goal and dream. And so just like me, I hire my family, but I pay them to stay away.
Ooh, I love that.
Here's your check. You don't have to come in. I want to tell you why I said this. This is important. Listen, if they don't have the same mindset as you, if they're not going to be on time, see, because they think they're your family member, they can, I could be an hour late. I can be 2 hours late. No, you can't be. So help your family member understand that this is a business. They must be professional and be on time, because the check, as I tell mine, the check is never late, right? Then you can't be late. So it's that way. So I teach my sons, my kids, now I got grandchildren. You know, that's what it's all about. So I didn't know money, but I saw my father keep money and save money the proudest day, I've never seen my father cry but 2 times. When he finally owned his own house, and when I announced HIV 32 years ago. So yes, right. So when I saw him cry that now that house was his, I said, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to own my own house one day. And so that was my goal. And so, yes, it was to make it to the NBA. And I want to tell the parents who got kids who play, don't stop that dream. Let them dream to make the NBA, NFL, whatever. But just tell them also, let's get those grades in case you don't make it, right? You have something to fall back on. So I'm never going to squash anybody's dream. Keep going, young fella. Keep going, young lady. But also value your education as well.
So what was the biggest piece of advice, financial advice, that your father actually gave you?
The biggest piece of financial advice, really, my father, he was a guy who allowed me to understand, okay, Earvin, you have to understand all your bills, right? So how much is coming in, how much is going out. He taught me that early, and that really helped me to go into my dream of going into the NBA. So then I was careful about knowing how much was coming in, and how much was going out. And so that was the blessing for me. I was always good at math, and everything else I struggled in, but math I was very good in, and still math I'm real good in today. So none of my team can talk about money. Nobody can talk about money or numbers and all that because I'm very good at math. So my father helped me to understand, save your money, save your money, save your money, because he was all about saving his money and not throwing it away or not spending on things that is about need versus want. Do I need it or do I want it? And when he pushed that on me, I said, okay, I'm going to use that for the rest of my life because that was valuable for me.
So that's something you think about every day.
Oh, yeah. And so I want to tell everybody this story because this is very important that we learn about money. What you two are doing today is so important for our community because I missed out on something because I didn't know about money. So here I am, 19 years old. I just won the national championship. I just beat this dude named Larry Bird. That game is still the #1 watched basketball game in history, Indiana State versus Michigan State. So, I'm feeling good. All the shoe companies come to my house and meet with my parents, right? So at that time, Converse, Dr. J's, everybody had to have some Dr. J's at that time. So they came in and said, we offer you this amount. So it was the most money. Adidas came in second. And then this dude from Portland, Oregon, I didn't know who he was, long hair, named Phil Knight, he come in. He said, Magic, I can't offer you what Converse and Adidas offer you, but I can offer you something else. Stop.
That's it.
Listen.
I come from the hood. You take the most money. I grew up poor. You take the most money. And so, boy, God, you good.
Yeah.
Because they ran a analysis on if I had took that stock, Nike stock in 1979, you know how much money I'd be worth today? $1.5 billion right today.
Okay.
So I wish I had known about money back then, and I would have took that stock. Now, let's go on the flip side of that.
See,
a brother not doing too bad.
Hey!
Yeah. God took me and still using me and understanding my purpose and opening up all these doors and becoming the first black owner in MLB, becoming the first black owner in MLS, becoming the third black owner in the NFL. So even though I missed out on one opportunity, I didn't miss out on the other one. So, you know, God good. God's good. One door closed and about 10 open, you know. And that's why I just leave it in his hands. People always ask me, what's next for you? I said, I just leave it to him.
Because that 1 million you get every day, though, right? That's going to bring it down.
When you
Every
said $1
single
billion,
day.
I was thinking you worth so much more than that.
Come on, for real. Well, now, our next question here is a real one. And it's something we really should think about, actually. Obviously, playing basketball is hard on the body. There comes a time when the players need to plan for life after the court. I remember you already had a plan in place. When you knew you were about to retire, actually long before this, I know this answer, but I want you to share with our people. How did you decide what next steps to take in your career?
Well, Jose, I was already really planning that way before I retired. And so I would use my summers to meet with different CEOs and different people who could mentor me and help me to one day hopefully own my own business.
Yes.
I'm big on mentorship. I think that's really important. I would say also, too, I gravitate toward knowledge. I love to learn. And so I want to be around smart people. And that's important for me just to pick their brain. And I can learn from anybody, right?
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, for me, I was already planning my life after basketball while I was playing, and I used my platform and my brand at that time to get me through the doors I needed to get through. And sure enough, that worked out perfect for me because once I announced my retirement, I just actually moved into my business life, and we built, like you said, Magic Johnson Theaters, and built 6 of those. And then AMC came in and bought us all out. And then from there, I went to Starbucks and knocked on Howard Schultz's door. See, I'm bold. I knock on your door. I see a lot of people. We get, you know, who stop ourselves? We stop ourselves from going to the next level.
Yeah.
Because we're afraid. We'll see somebody that might can help us, and that person is sitting in our own community, and we won't approach them. We won't, hey, how'd you make it? You own this hair salon or this chicken place or this franchise of McDonald's or State Farm franchise, whatever it is. You won't go up to him. But Earvin Johnson, he gonna go up. Hey, how'd you do that? What steps did you take to get there? On and on and on. So then I can process that information, retain that information, and then apply that information.
See?
So we gotta stop hurting ourselves. And if somebody is successful, hey man, hey young lady, how'd you make it? How'd you do it? Help me to get there too. And I'm always trying to give back now myself. So I owe Joe Ferguson and Greg Eaton, 2 gentlemen, black entrepreneurs in Lansing, Michigan, who helped me. Then Dr. Jerry Buss allowed me to understand the Laker revenue stream, owner of the Lakers. I remember this. This is really, you guys will enjoy this one. So the players called a meeting on me as a rookie because I'm hanging out with the owner. So the players called me into a meeting and put me in the middle and said, Magic is an unwritten rule. You can't hang with the owner. I said, okay. You guys are all millionaires. He a billionaire. I'm going with him. So why? Because where I wanted to go, where I wanted to go, this man is already there. These dudes, you know, I'm with you. But this cat, that's where I wanted to go. So I got to talk to him to get the information on how to get there. So I hung out with him, and guess what? The reason I'm a businessman today is because of that man. So we got to always understand, get yourself in that room that can help you reach your goals and dreams, or help you to make sure those goals and dreams come to fruition. And so that's very, very important. That's why today what you're doing is so important. Wow, this is so important. It's so important. And I want to thank all the sponsors too. It's important that they're here as well, you know, to help us as well. And your husband is a bad dude too, so you know that's all good. It's all in a power couple.
And we definitely thank our sponsors, because we would not have been able to have Earvin Magic Johnson in the house. So thank them.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, I remember actually your first Starbucks deal, because you were the first, if not one of the first, if not the first brother to have a star.
Yeah, I'm the first one and only one. Matter of fact, I built
the community too. On top of that, see.
I built 8 of them here. They're still all open right here. I owned them all here, and it's so funny because they said, "No way, minorities will pay $3 for a cup of coffee."
That's it.
We'll pay $3 for a cup of coffee. We don't know what scones are though in the black community, so I had to put some sweet potato pie in mine and some socket tubby cake and pound cake in mine. And the great thing about it is this: my per caps, what a customer paid per ticket, is higher than his in suburban America. So we did our thing. I changed the music, because we can't have that elevated music in my Starbucks. And so, you know, we got to have some Earth, Wind & Fire, Beyonce, a little mix of Prince. Again, what am I telling you? You got to know your customer. You got to over-deliver to that customer. See, I live by this word, and everybody should write this word down. This is very important. You got to over-deliver. If you over-deliver, it's not enough to just to deliver anymore. You got to over-deliver. If you over-deliver, you'll get the retention. They won't get that contract to somebody else. You'll be able to keep it. And that's very important. Drill that in your team's head. We got to, every customer that comes through your doors, we got to over-deliver to he or she. And that's what we try to do. Charles does a good job in the business that he runs, Sodexo Magic. You know, that he's amazing president and partner of mine, and I'm just happy. But over-deliver, over-deliver. Tell your team, over-deliver. The contract may say, we got to do these 5 things, do 10 or 15 things. And that's how you're going to keep it.
Ooh, these some good nuggets. Y'all getting it?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm hanging on every word.
I am too.
You know, you can be Dr. Bus for me. I'm going to hang around and find out how you get where you at.
Oh, man.
I love it. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Here's another question for you. And like I said, we want to give some real intense knowledge that people can actually walk away from here with. One of the areas you found success, and you mentioned at the top, after playing, was sports ownership. You've won almost 8 championships now?
I got 14 championship rings.
How many is it on?
I don't even have enough fingers to wear.
He got some toe rings now. That'll work. The question I want to ask about this is, what surprised you most as you moved into the arena about moving from one area to another, specifically from the business realm into sports ownership?
Great question. It wasn't as easy as I thought, you know, in the beginning. I think that I had put myself in a position, because that earlier question, what my father taught me, I saved my money so I was ready for the opportunity.
Okay.
And so the first real opportunity I had was investing in the Lakers. And that was easy because Dr. Buss wanted me to be his partner. And so when I was able to write that check, it was a proud moment for me.
Yes, sir.
Proud moment for my father, you know, and me being an ex-Laker to now be an owner of the Lakers. And so what a true blessing. And then the harder part came as you tried to expand to the other sports because sports wasn't ready for black ownership.
Tell me about it.
You know, and so I had to wait until that next opportunity came. But I proved myself with the Lakers. I had a track record of success. Write that down. Track record of success. See, the reason sometimes the bank won't give us money.
John?
You got to prove yourself and have a track record of success. So it's very important. Remember that. And so I had that track record of success with the Lakers. They called, they're going to call behind you.
Yeah. Speak.
If you haven't been doing your job, they're going to call behind you to see how you've been as a partner. Your roles that they gave you, did you fulfill those roles? So it's very important that you do what you're supposed to do. So they called behind me with Dr. Buss, asked him how has he been as a partner, everything you wanted him to do, did he do them? And he said yes. So now I could get to be an owner of the Sparks now, owner of LAFC, you know. And so, and then the hardest thing I ever had to do, the NFL vetted me. Thank God Cookie and I have, thank you, because if we hadn't lived this clean life, no way I could have got into the NFL. So thank God that he just made sure my life was good. I've done the right things, and here I am, an NFL owner. So remember this. Everything you do, you got to remember that people are watching. So make sure you make the right moves, the right decisions, and teach your kids to do the same thing, especially with that cell phone. Yeah. You know, because once you put out something on social media, you can't get it back. So we got to remember that, okay? It's very important. And then always have this. Write this down. An exit strategy. What's your exit strategy? What you know, are you in it for the long haul, or are you in it to build something and then sell it? I'm not in love with anything I have.
Say that again, please.
For my wife and family.
Say that again for the people in the
Listen,
back.
listen.
A guy knock on my door, say, here's $100 million. Oh, I'm taking it.
There you go.
Sold. Or here's this. I own businesses, build them to sell them. And so it's really, for me, I always have an exit strategy. We're going to execute on that strategy, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. And a lot of times, you know, we may love something, and it's great that we do love it. So if you're in it for, you want to keep it forever and pass it on to your kids, that's wonderful. Do that. And that's your plan. For me, I want to build it, sell it, and then pass the money on to the kids. I don't know if my kids are not built like me, but I'm going to bring them into the business, but they're not built like me. See, I'm a worker. I'm going to work. Yesterday morning, I was speaking in Virginia. Well, the day before that, I was in Detroit speaking. Virginia that morning. Went to the game last night. I'm here right now. I'm going home. I'm going to have a full-on meeting with my staff. As soon as my plane lands, I'm going to be meeting with them. Boom. Tomorrow, I'm going to take my wife on a date.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you.
Oh, you know, I got to take care of mama now. And we're going to go to church on Sunday. And then I got to come back to Chicago. And then I got to go from there. I keep it rolling all the time. So, listen, you never be satisfied, and keep grinding. If anything I can tell you, keep going. You know, and if you got one franchise, go for two. Can I get up for 2 seconds? I got to teach them real quick.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happened. I didn't take no money from Starbucks store number 1 because I wanted 1 to build 2. I didn't take no money from 2 because I wanted 2 to build number 3. I didn't take no money from 3 because I wanted 3 to build 4. Then 5, then 6, then 7. I waited to store number 50 before I took a check. Why? Because now 50 stores, and if I resell 50, wow, that check is going to be really big. So I built 125 Starbucks. And at the same time, I was owning the Lakers. So I said, it's time to sell both. So now I'm sitting on hundreds and hundreds of millions of cash. But I wasn't happy. So the Dodgers came up for sale. So I said, okay, let's put a group together to buy the Dodgers. So what I'm trying to tell you is make sure that you build it where you can have numbers, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't change your lifestyle. Uh-oh. 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 One store gets good. Oh, I got to come right now. I got to show them my ride, my house, everything got changed. No, 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 no. Change your lifestyle when it doesn't affect your bank account. Okay? So you can still be good and still have the new car, the new house. Because a lot of times what happens is when you change your lifestyle, but it's only one store, now something happens in the economy, it's going to hurt you. So what I'm telling you, build. And then last but not least, I want to thank one of my partners, Jim Reynolds, is from Chicago. I want to tell you what we've done, and then I'm going to throw it back to these incredible 2 people. We started an infrastructure company called JLC, Johnson Loop Capital, and our headquarters is here in Chicago. And nobody ever thought that 2 black men could build a company like this. We won the Denver airport contract. We won LaGuardia, a $4 billion contract. If you've been to the new corridor, that's me. You. That's us. That's us. Because of that success, remember I talked about the track record? Because we did such an amazing job at LaGuardia Airport, we just won Kennedy. We're going to build 15 new gates, and it's a $10 billion contract. Because of that, we won that one. We just won LAX, the new cargo. We're going to build a big place like this at the Los Angeles airport. Here's 2 little guys, one from Chicago, one from Michigan, got together, and look what we're doing. Some amazing things. And so, if I can do this, you can do it too. Just make sure that all the information you got today from all these incredible business people, that you write your notes down and you apply them. Now, give yourself 3 years. Write that down. Don't say 5 years. Don't say 7 years. That's too long. Give yourself 3 years, because now you can see it in 3. So hold yourself accountable. Give yourself 3 years. Okay, I want to be here in 3 years. I want to be here in 3 years. I give myself 3 years all the time. I want this in 3 years, or I want to accomplish this in 3 years. And then I tell Cookie my plan, and then I definitely tell God my plan. And sure enough, in 3 years, I accomplished the things I wanted to accomplish. I never want to stay the same. So this is the last thing I'm going to give you some advice about. Write this down. Do a SWOT of yourself. I want everybody in here, do a SWOT. S is for strength. W is weakness. O is opportunity. And T is threats. I want you to say in 2024, I don't want to be the same that I was in 23. So whatever your weakness is, you got to move that into the strength column. And that's very important. I was a control freak. I still am a little bit, but I had to work on that. Listen, I had to work on that. So then that's when I hired a brother like Charles, and he's smart. I got to let him do his thing. See, I got to bag up. Bag up, Mr. J. Bag up. Let the brother who is smart do his job. Not micromanage him, let him do his job. So I've worked on myself to get better at that. Because I know if it's in my hand, I know what to do with it.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm used to coming down and doing what I do. Except here in Chicago in 1991 when this... when that dude wore number 23. I gotta show you what he did to us. I gotta show you what he did to us. So he came down. The tongue is out. We thought we had him. The brother said, I'm gonna cover it and I'm gonna hang in the air because guess what? You guys can't hang in the air as long as I can. So he watched us as we went down. Who does that? He switched from the right hand to the left hand. The tongue went to the left side too. The brother spun it against the glass and good. We all looked and said, should we ask him to do it again? How does a man hang in the air that long? They say who the greatest is. Thank you for saying it to me, but I already know who it is. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player that's ever lived. And he backed it up with the numbers and the championships. But I got to tell you a quick story. It's a brother.
We're here for you.
I'm in it.
We're here for you. You in it.
I'm
He's
with
making
my
our
people.
job real
I'm
easy.
with my people.
You in.
Take your time. Take your time, Magic. Take your time.
All right, here we go. So, we're at the Chicago Stadium, game 1. Michael and I always like to get out there 4 hours, 3 hours before the game. So I'm shooting at one end, he's shooting at the other end. He said, MJ, we call each other MJ. MJ, come here. So I went to half court. You know we're going to beat y'all. I said, Michael, we're going to take y'all down, man. No, I'm going to get 50 tonight. What you just say? I'm going to get 50 tonight on you. I said, well, I got some good and bad news for you. I said, no matter what happens in this series, I'm still going to win. He said, how is that possible? I said, the shirt you got on that got your face on both sides of it, look at the hang tag and see what the hang tag said. So he looked at the hang tag of the T-shirt he had on, and it said, Magic Johnson Tees. He didn't know I was a licensee of the NBA, and I was selling Jordan shirts, Larry Bird shorts. So when the Bulls won the championship, I'm selling Pippen shirts, Jordan shirts. See, y'all don't know who y'all dealing with right now. See? I'm a brother who don't sleep. I'm gonna make it happen. I read where they were selling so many of Magic and Bird shirts first before Michael came in. I said, man, I haven't gotten a check for that. Well, what I didn't know was the Players Association sold our rights to the league. And so I couldn't benefit. So I went to Commissioner Stern and said, how can I become a licensee? He said, well, we've never done a player. I said, today you're going to give a player a license. So what Michael didn't know, I became a licensee real quiet. And then I came out with all these shirts. And so a brother is working. Listen, I go to bed early, nothing on TV I want to watch. I wake up every morning at 4 o'clock without a clock. This is my passion. This is my love. And I always give back to my people. And I always will affect change in the black and brown community. Remember that about Magic Johnson. And so today, when Charles hit me, and when this beautiful sister said, hey, I need you to be here.
Y'all get that on record?
There was no question that I was going to show up. Chicago has always been good to me. All the businesses, the mixed use that I've built, all the technology center, on and on and on. I never broadcasted this story, but I'm going to tell you this story. A young man, when I came out one speaking engagement, he was in the car sleeping with his mom, and the bellman said, man, that young fella, you should meet him. I said, well, what's up with him? He said, man, he had to drop out of school to make sure his mom is okay because they're homeless. I said, okay. Well, tell the young brother to come see me. So I met him right there at the hotel. We sat down. I said, well, what's the deal? He said, well, I fear for my mother's life. I can't have her out here by herself. So I'm going to sleep in the car and be with her. So I dropped out of school. And I said, well, how were your grades? He said, my grades were good, but I'm just scared for my mom. So I said, if I send you back to school and I take care of your mom and get her off the street, will you then go back to high school, graduate, and then go to college? I'll send you to college. You know that young man went back, then went to Morehouse, turned it out. Now he's doing great in corporate America. Unbelievable. Mother don't have to worry. So when we think about ourselves, make sure we also blessing somebody else. Okay? Bless somebody else. Because that's so important. And what both of these people are doing today is they're blessing somebody else. Your journey, man, God has used you because we see you. That means other young men of color is on TV because of the doors you opened. It's because of the doors you open. And God's not done with you. You're not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. Because you mean too much to all of us. So you're going to be here. And then your career. Oh, my goodness. Little sisters can say, man, I could go in corporate America. You turned it out. I mean, executive roles. And now the city treasurer. Come on. First one to get voted in. But what makes both of you special, you here in the neighborhood giving knowledge and helping all of us. And neither one of you have to do that. You could be doing something else. But you're here with the people. Thank you guys for coming. We're going to take a picture right quick, the three of us, and then may God bless you in your journey and what you want to accomplish. Remember, do that SWOT, and we're going to hold you to it. So next year when I come back, I want to hear some testimonies and stories that you taking your game to the next level, okay?